Hello everyone. My name is Mukul, and are you able to see my desktop?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So today I will be going through the concept of OpenStack, known as separation and segregation of KVM or compute node. So normally, if we go back with the previous session, so our OpenStack environment is a combination of many networking services. Networking services in the sense, or very many services in the sense, it will have a authentication feature, it will have a image feature, it will have a compute features and many other features. So now the main goal of cloud with OpenStack is to launch virtual machines. So for launching virtual machines, OpenStack will provide you Nova services, and Nova services is nothing, it's a compute services that will be running on the top of compute node. So here we can see these compute node will be used to launch virtual machines. So if we go to some production environment where in those environment there will be not one compute node, there will be n number of compute nodes, and the launch and all the request will come from controller. So this controller will be used as an interface for all the users, and users will trigger any request from this controller, and controller will decide which compute node should launch that virtual machines. So as we can see, one controller is maintaining n number of compute nodes. So for all n number of compute nodes, it has to decide which one is having the best capability to launch that virtual machine. So suppose we have one use case like we have to launch some virtual machines with having with which is running a database server. So for that, the precondition is compute node should have that much storage available to launch database services. So all these calculation has to be done by scheduler, and scheduler will decide which compute is having that capability to launch virtual machine. This is the normal flow how controller and compute will communicate for launching any virtual machines. So as we discussed, if there are n number of compute nodes, so there will be a big iteration to launch a virtual machine. And if we consider an example, if we are going to share this same cloud environment to 3 or 4 customers, so they don't want their virtual machine to be deployed in the same compute node, or they have some requirement. So we should have some feasibility to separate a compute node according to some concepts. Like we can put 3 compute node as a part of one place and 3 compute node as a part of other place. So with that, we can ask controller like I want virtual machine in part 1, not in part 2. So it will search only part 1 of compute node. So these all things will be done by concept known as availability zone and host aggregate. So the main use of these two components is to combine, is to separate or is to create a group of compute nodes. Like if you have a 20 compute nodes, so you can create group of 444, and you can guide from controller like I want my virtual machines to be running on top of group 1 or group 2 or group 3. This way you can create your own pool of this compute node. So first thing is host aggregate. So as we already discussed, like this compute node will be used for launching virtual machines, and controller will use some scheduling mechanism to select which compute node is having proper feasibility to launch this type of virtual machine. So with host aggregate, what functionality we can achieve? We can combine multiple hosts all together in a single host aggregate. That means we can create some aggregate X1, and we can combine 4 or 5 compute in that host aggregate, and as well as we can create X2 and we can combine 3 or 4 hosts in that one. So for example, I can show you practically at the same time. So This is one of my environment. Here we have 6 number of compute nodes that is having a capability to launch any virtual machine. But using host aggregate, I have divided this compute node in three type of aggregate: HA1, HA2, HA3. So you can see under HA1 compute 0 and compute 1 is available. So we have divided this compute node in a aggregation format. So HA1 will have 2 compute node, HA2 will have 2 compute node, HA3 will have 3 compute node. So whenever user want to launch any virtual machine, he can specify I want my all virtual machines on top of HA1. So only virtual machines will be launched on compute 0 and compute 1. So basic one more example I can consider. Suppose compute 0 and compute 1 are having enough, they are very good in IO operation. Compute 3 and compute 4 having large number of database. So in that case, you know which virtual machine you are going to launch. Your virtual machine need high input output connections, or your virtual machine needs big data or huge amount of data repository. So on the basis of that, you can decide, you can reduce the searching logic, and you can distribute your compute according to your need. So as we can, host aggregate is a way to group host. Host aggregate is created by assigning key value of the machine. So whatever machines, so for compute node, their key value is their name. So if someone has to find what compute node and it is where, the key value of this is host name of that compute node. So if from controller point of view, it will be able to see the host name of that compute. So this is the key value of compute node, and this has to be done by the administrator. Administrator has control to do that. So as you can see, this is our one machine. So here we have combined 3 or 4 compute nodes in one host aggregate. So some are good in storage, some are good in networking, and some are having more CPU. So we can combine all together in some part of host aggregate, and we can make it specifically these. HA1 is good in storage, so whenever you want to launch some virtual machine with proper storage information, you can use HA1. Whenever you want to use some high frequency CPU, you can use HA2. And one advantage of host aggregate is, suppose we have a compute node that is having capability of all three. It can be a good storage, networking, and everything. Then that same compute node can be part of multiple host aggregate. So this is the way this host aggregate will work. So that means, suppose if we have a 6 compute node, you can, whatever is your requirement, according to that you can combine, you can create group of compute node, and you can create a host aggregate of that. So any question for this host aggregate?
No, it's clear.
Yeah, okay. So actually for host aggregate, before that, whenever we are launching any virtual machine, suppose we have to launch some virtual machines, so OpenStack will provide a concept of flavors. So flavors is nothing, they are some specific information, like I want one virtual machine with this information, this much RAM, this much RAM and this much disk. So suppose if we are launching some Red Hat image, so the basic requirement of that is 1 GB. So we have to decide this flavor is suitable for that. And on the basis of this flavor, our controller will decide which compute node is having this much memory available to launch this guest. So now, as we discussed, we are segregating our host on the basis of their capability. So we can segregate our host either the directly using name or using some metadata. Metadata is nothing, it's something like you are specifying something like uh, you are creating some host with information. This is host is having high IO. This host is having high input output operation. And at the same time, you can create flavor like for this flavor, whenever any request is coming for this flavor, launch in a machine which is having high IO. So maybe I can show you some. Huh. Here I am creating one flavor with fast storage equals to 2. So whenever if I launch any virtual machine with this flavor, it will check which host is having this flag set. So whenever we are creating any host aggregate, we can mention for all these hosts, storage is very fast. We can set this flag true for that. And whenever we are launching any virtual machine with this flavor, it will directly call that host aggregate, and from there it will select one of the compute node and it will launch that virtual machine. So there are two ways to use host aggregate. One directly with the compute name, or other using some metadata information like either fast storage. You can create some flag. On the basis of that flag, it will select proper compute node. Okay. So this is all about host aggregate. Now, uh, this is the basic features that host aggregate will have. But this is not directly visible to user to specify in the command line for launching virtual machine. So what OpenStack has did, it has created one more concept known as availability zone, where our complete cloud, it will be divided into zones. Zones is something we can consider as a geographical area. For example, if some of the compute nodes are available in New Zealand and some are in Australia, or some are in India, then we can create three zones, one for New Zealand, one for Australia, and one for India. And whenever we want to launch some virtual machines, we can specify the zone. So if you specify India zone, so all the virtual machines will be launched in that zone. So for making it simpler, I can show you in command line. So here you can see we have two zones. Three zones are available and each zone is a 722 compute node. So whenever we are launching any virtual machine, if we specify this zone, then all the OpenStack, all the virtual machines will be launched in this compute node. If we specify this as a zone, then all will be specified in this this compute node. So if you saw this output before, So this HA1 is having compute 0 and compute 1, and they are part of AZ1. So you can see that this host aggregate HA1 is linked with AZ1, and HA1 is having compute 0 and compute 1. So what we can see, like inside one availability zone we can have one host aggregate, and inside that host aggregate we can have compute node. So whenever we are specifying any availability zone, it will be selecting one host aggregate and virtual machine will be launched on top of that. So this way we are exposing our host aggregate to user also. So so this the way I told, like we can have zone, in one zone 2 computers are there, in other zone 1 compute is there. So whenever any scheduler has to decide, it can decide on the basis of zone 1 or zone 2. So here these dotted lines are host aggregate, and we can put this all the host aggregate on top of some availability zone. So AZ1 is having these two means what we can, this green one and this red one. That means they are having storage as well as network optimized, and AZ has having both HA1 as well as HA2. So one host aggregate can be part of multiple availability zone. So OpenStack availability zone is a logical partition of host. So as we this is one thing about, like we are talking about Nova, where Nova will select proper compute node where our virtual machine will be launched. So for selecting that proper compute node, it will use Nova scheduler mechanism. The scheduler mechanism is nothing. It will put some filters. On the basis of filter, it will select proper compute node. At the same time, if we are talking about one more, OpenStack will have one more service known as OpenStack Sender, that is responsible for creating all the volumes and attaching that to virtual machine. So now again same thing will come. If we have 3 or 4 storage node available, then sender has to decide where we have a available pool, from where he can get that LVM volume. So for that also it will use scheduler concept to find out the proper storage node. So there also we can do this availability zone as well as host aggregate concept to rectify or to make this scheduler job easy. So as we discussed, logical grouping of host based on metadata. So metadata is nothing, specify some flag like these hosts are having good IO output, and using that flag in the flavor, and whenever we are launching any virtual machine with that flavor, proper specific compute node will be selected. And the compute node can be logically grouped into availability zone. When launching new virtual machine, we can specify availability zone or even a specific node in availability zone to run the virtual machine. So with Nova, with some OpenStack command, we can just, there is two way. Like suppose one availability zone is having 3 compute nodes. So we can directly specify availability zone. Then this scheduler will get that availability zone, and then it will run his filters on the compute node available under that availability zone. Or second thing is, if you want to launch your virtual machine to a specific compute node, then you can specify availability zone as well as that compute name. So it will go to that our request will go to specific availability zone, and inside that specific availability zone, it will go to that specific compute node. So with availability zone, we can combine our this host aggregate or as well as node. So ideally, if we saw this host aggregate is on the basis of the performance, like how compute node can perform well, which compute node is having capability of high IO, put as a part of one aggregation, which compute node is having proper storage put as a part of one aggregation. But availability zone is only specific with the zone. Like if you have some machines available in some part of area, you can put it one zone. If some is available in other part of area, you can put in one zone. So these are the things. So any question till now?
No, I think it's okay.
Yeah. Hello?
No, I think it's okay.
Okay, sure. So, as we already discussed, what are the difference between them? First difference, as we discussed, user can't directly use host aggregate in a command line to specify I want my virtual machine in this host aggregate. That will be taken care internally by our OpenStack services. But for availability zone, he can specify that availability zone like I want my virtual machine on top of this availability zone. This is one big difference. So that's why for making this host aggregate work, we have to use the concept of availability zone, and we have to integrate that host aggregate with availability zone. In host aggregate, one host can be part of multiple aggregates. Means suppose we have a compute 0, we can put it in HA1, HA2, HA3, we can put it in multiple places. But in availability zone, one host will be tagged to one availability zone. It can't be moved from one availability zone to other availability zone. And third, the main difference is in host aggregate, we are grouping them on the basis of their common capability. Like they have 3 compute nodes, they are good in storage. So we are grouping it in HA1, and 3 compute nodes are good in performance. We are grouping in that. But availability zone doesn't depend on any capabilities or something. It will be grouping it on the basis of if they all are located in one rack, keep it in one availability zone, or if they are on the basis of their location and other stuffs. So as these are the commands that we will be using for creating availability zone and host aggregate. So suppose we have already one host aggregate created with ICM host 2 and one availability zone is there with ICM host 2. So using this command, we can create this host aggregate as well as availability zone. So here one host aggregate will be created as a part of availability zone ICM2, and then with this command we can, I think this is wrong command. With command nova aggregate add host, we can add this host to this availability zone as well as host aggregate. So here you can see in output this host ICM host2 dot something is added to this aggregate zone. So now if you can see the output, our one compute node is part of zone nova and other compute node is part of ICM host2. So whenever we are launching any virtual machine, if we don't specify any availability zone, it will go by default to nova. But if you want to launch any virtual machine specific to your availability zone, we have to specify that in a command line, and then it will be taken from there. So as you can see, the same output I will show here. So here you can see we have 6 compute nodes. So first 2 compute node is part of AZ1, third and they are part of AZ2, and these 3 are part of AZ3. This is the command to get all the virtual machines. So here you can see this virtual machine is launched in availability zone AZ3 and it is a part of compute node 5. So AZ3 is a part of compute node 5. So this way, so normally if we go via CLI command, this is the command to boot virtual machine, and there are some specific parameter, and then we can specify so if we specify like this, then this whatever virtual machines we are planning to launch, it will launch in availability zone AZ3 and compute node will be 5. So our scheduler will be, we are forcing our scheduler to launch virtual machine on top of this only. So this way, if we have 3 customers, then we can give AZ1 to one customer, AZ2 to other customer, and AZ3 to other customers. Then this way, our complete proper utilization of hardware can be achieved. So this is about host aggregate and availability zone. So any questions?
Not from my side. I'm clear.
Okay.
No, perfect.
So from my side.
Thank you very much.
I'm fine as well.
Thank you very much. Can you later on just send me the slides so I can share them?
Yeah, sure. I will share you the slide.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I will also be saving the recording as we did yesterday for the sessions of yesterday. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
Very good work.
Thank you
Thanks.
very
Bye-bye.
much. Bye-bye.